What's up, everyone? I'm Colby from Sanitarian Productions. We're back today for another G.I. Joe toy review for you. Specifically, we're looking today at the G.I. Joe 2-pack, Lieutenant Falcon and the Nemesis Enforcer. This is a set that I've been really excited about for a while. I've been putting off doing a review on it, but no more. We're getting into it right now. This is obviously the Cobra Law Nemesis Enforcer and Lieutenant Falcon from the G.I. Joe the movie. Very cool looking stuff. So stick with us. We're going to go ahead and open this thing up and do a review of the individual figures. I'm excited. So here we have one of the G.I. Joe comic packs featuring the Nemesis Immortal and Lieutenant Falcon. So before anybody gets too upset, yes, this is the Nemesis Enforcer, renamed Nemesis Immortal, I guess for copyright issues with the name. So this is essentially the G.I. Joe the movie comic pack. It has an exclusive Larry Hama comic inside. So he went and wrote this story specifically for this comic pack, and it's really awesome. It comes in a traditional comic 2-pack packaging. Has some really nice artwork here. Falcon from his original file card, and the Nemesis Immortal from the Cobra Law pack. Flipping it over onto the back, we've got a short synopsis of the actual comic itself. This particular one is Showdown at the Top of the World. And it also has a couple of the other comic packs here. The Destro vs. Iron Grenadier and Cobra Commander vs. Tripwire. Very cool stuff. Let's go ahead and open this bad boy up and see what it's got in here for us. The packaging on these things are kind of weird. They've got these overlapping flaps on the back that are taped down. So we're just going to go ahead and slice them open. Rather than cutting them, if I can cut the tape instead of the packaging here. These flaps just fold over at that point. And we'll flip it over, and we will have to cut the bottom of the packaging. Hopefully we won't cut the comic inside. There we go. Just pull that open. The comic itself slides out. And then we've got the file cards here on the back. At least one file card anyways. We'll open it up in a second. And we'll pop these guys out. Then you've got some recycling material and the insert here. So some cool stuff here. Let's take a look at the comic before we get into the figures itself, simply because it's so big. So this is number 8 down here, Showdown at the Top of the World. Really cool picture of Dr. Mindbender at the back. So, very nice comic here. Nice artwork. There's Dusty in there and Lieutenant Falcon. Lift ticket, Doc. There is the Nemesis Enforcer. Really nice artwork in here. Some Star Wars stuff in here. Really nice. Here's a nice picture of Cobra Forces. Serpentor up there in the top. really cool looking comic. So yeah, pretty awesome. We'll put that to the side here. We've got the figure file cards here. Let's slice this thing open real quick. Pop these guys out. Falcon and Nemesis Enforcer. Really cool looking. Alright, let's get to the meat and potatoes here. Accessory wise, we've got this cool green tentacle-y thing for the Nemesis Immortal. And the really cool bat wings. Toss that to the side now. We'll grab Nemesis Immortal first. Throw him down, pick it back up. He's got his figure stand as well. Then the other one, so there's a piece of tape here holding the shotgun down for Falcon. Slice that open. Shotgun. Come out, Falcon. Falcon. He also comes with his backpack with an antenna and a knife in it. And the figure stand. So, really cool. So here's all the stuff we get. So, not a lot of accessories, but we didn't really buy the set for the accessories. We bought it because it's got Nemesis Enforcer. And I guess Falcon comes with it too. So, we'll go ahead and zoom in on the individual figures now and take a closer look. So, we're going to start out with Falcon. Lieutenant Falcon, as it is. Comes with his traditional figure stand. G.I. Joe's logo on the top. Code name on the front. Beyond that, it's a standard figure stand. Accessory wise, he comes with his assault shotgun. Some nice detail work on this thing. You can get the light shine on it there. Really cool looking. Then we also have in his backpack his big old hunting knife. Getting some nice detail work here, some nice serration here. Nice silver paint app. Beyond that, it's just a really big knife. And looking at his backpack here. Again, some really nice detail work going on here. He's got a thing of rope here, 2 canteens. They've got the tips of the canteens painted silver. Nice work on the flap here. And you can actually pop that off. And he's got this cool radio inside that I just pulled the antenna off of. But if you work at it just a little bit, you can get this radio to pop out like so. And we'll take a look at it in a second. If you'll notice on the side, again, we've got a place for his knife to fit in. Slides in there just like so. Very nice. It's pretty much the same as what his original figure came with, so that's really cool. And again, we have this really cool looking radio here with a cool antenna that pretty much everybody lost off of the original release. So it's nice that they included that thing here as a kind of a throwback to the original release, even though this thing is going to get lost pretty easily. It fits in the top of this radio very loosely. So again, if you turn it up and shake it, I guess it doesn't fall out as easily as I thought. Not a lot going on with it. A little bit of detail work, but not a whole lot. And again, there's not really anything for him to hold on to, so it's It's going to be kind of hard to pose him to hold it, but it's nice that it is removable. And I really like this the backpack that has the storage compartment for it, and the fact that that flap closes back. That's really cool. I was not expecting that to work the way it does, so nice. The backpack itself fits on him pretty easily. Just kind of move his web gear down a little bit and just pop it on his back like so. And you've got a cool looking backpack for the guy. So while we're here, let's go ahead and look at the figure itself. So this is our first release that we got of Lieutenant Falcon. They've since released a Night Force version of him. But all in all, this is a pretty standard figure itself. It's one of the earlier release bases, so not a whole lot going on with it, but just enough detail work in the rest of the clothes to make it look nice. His web gear looks really good. Lots of nice little details here, there, and abouts all around. It's a little bit oversized for him, but it works. He also has his cool bandana thing around his neck. Some nice detail work here for his green beret as well. The head sculpt itself, not the best in the world, to be honest with you. He looks a little goofy, but it's not too bad overall. Articulation wise, his head does spin 360 degrees and has pretty good up and down motion, so nice there. Standard shoulder joint articulation. Got the nice patch there on his arm there that doesn't show up really well against his lighter green colored uniform, but it's there anyways. Standard elbow joint and regular just single rotation on the wrist. Not too bad. The wrists are pretty awful looking, but it's what they had at the time to work with, so it's fine. The chest rotates and has the ab crunch feature, which is not hampered by his web gear whatsoever, so that's a nice little touch. Again, the web gear is mostly removable, so if you popped his head off, you could pull the thing off if you needed to, but don't know why you would do that, to be honest with you, unless you're customizing, but we'll not get into that today. Standard T-hook at the hips and waist. Good range of motion there. Double knee joints. And standard ball and swivel at the ankles. So all in all, really nice. He does have a holster on his side for a pistol, but he did not come with a pistol, so that's kind of useless. And it's sad to me when they do something like that, because it's just wasted room. It would have been nice if they included a pistol there, but they didn't, so if you've got an extra one laying around, you can grab one and arm him with that. Again, it's pretty much the same release as we've seen from the early Joe figures, so if you've got extra grunts laying around, it's still one of their sidearms. Beyond that, it's a decent figure. It is not stellar, but again, it's the Lieutenant Falcon from the G.I. Joe the movie. Put a shotgun in his hands, and you're good to go. So, all in all, a nice release. Not a stellar release, but it works for what it is. And since it's the only way you can get this particular version of him right now, it's worthwhile picking it up. We'll move on to the star of this set, which is, of course, the Nemesis Immortal. And I'm probably going to continue calling him Nemesis Enforcer for a while, but He is officially Nemesis Immortal. Comes with his figure stand. So the nice traditional Cobra figure stand with a single peg instead of 2 pegs, but that is what it is. Code name on the front, raised symbol on the top. Other than that, standard. Accessory wise, he does not come with a lot, but what he comes with is cool. We've got this crazy looking tentacle thing. He came with this in the original release as part of the Cobra Law 3-pack. So I guess they included it here because of that. It's also in the comic there, but we did not see anything like that in the movie. We'll come back to this. So you pull one piece of him off, and then you can plug this into his back. And it fits on there pretty loosely, actually. It doesn't stay in place, which is a shame. But it's okay because I probably won't be using that at all anyways. But it's nice that it's there. Moving on, his other accessories are just his bat wings, which really are his more classic look here. The wings themselves are very cool looking. They've got this really cool texture. They are pretty supple, but still hard enough so that you're not going to tear them or anything like that. A lot of nice intricate detail work in the wings itself. You can see it looks very leathery. Nice work on these things. The other one's pretty much the same. So to attach these, you will have noticed we pulled off this backpack earlier, which just attaches to his back, as most backpacks do. But luckily it does pop off there. So you take each of the wings. They've got this nice little hinge joint on them, and basically you just pop these in place onto the backpack. You may have to press on them a little bit. They are kind of soft and kind of gummy, but they should go on here pretty easily. I would think. You have to give me a minute here to get this in. There we go. May have to rock it around in there to get it to line up correctly and stay in place. But there we go, there's one of them. The other one should work pretty much the same. Maybe it'll go on a little easier. Not really. I don't think they thought this thing through all the way, to be honest with you. I guess they didn't want these things breaking. Having a whole bunch of people mad at them because they break. So you just kind of have to twist it around a little bit to get it to bend the right way to slide in there. That is aggravating. I apologize for the delay here. There we go. There's one of them in there anyways. And it's actually staying in place. It's good. The other one popped out. Just trying to pop it back in place. There we go. Perfect. So, after you mess with that for a half hour, they are articulated in that they will fold back and forward, so you can kind of simulate the flapping action. Then you can take that backpack and slide it back on his back. And you've got the classic look. You zoom out just a little bit here. This figure is a little bit taller than normal. There we go. The more classic look of the Nemesis Enforcer here from the movie. Alright, so I'm going to pop these things off real quick and we'll take a look at the figure itself now. We'll put them back on in a second, but as far as the figure goes itself, some nice detail work. Not a whole lot going on with this figure, but enough, I suppose. The head sculpt is pretty well dead on, so nice job there. His armor looks really nice. He's got that crazy belt. It's kind of that organic stuff going on here. Beyond that, his boots have that weird organic armor, crab looking shell stuff going on. So lots of nice detail work there. Same thing with his armor here. Got that nice rough texture. His blades on his forearms are made of a real soft material, so they're real bendy. I guess they didn't want kids putting their eyes out with them. But it still works. So articulation wise, his head does move 360 degrees. Does kind of get stuck on the back here, but most of the time his head's not going to be moved that far back anyways. Up and down motion is good here. Standard ball and swivel at the shoulder joints. His armor doesn't limit him whatsoever, so very nice there. Standard ball and swivel at the elbow joint as well. And then for his wrist action, at the top of his gauntlets is where the actual joint is, so just a standard swivel there. Still really nice. He looks big and muscular and pretty cool actually, so make sure you get the triceps in the back and the bicep in the front. Pretty easy to mix them up. There's not a lot of detail in them, but it still looks really nice. The waist articulation, got the standard swivel joint there, and the ab crunch feature is there, though it doesn't have a whole lot of range of motion, but it's enough. Standard T-hook at the waist. Real good range of motion there. Double knee joint. And swivel and rocker at the ankle. So all in all, pretty good articulation actually. Nothing surprising here. Nothing limiting whatsoever. So, looks really cool. Again, we're just going to stick on his bat wings because those are the cooler ones. The crazy tentacle-y thing, not as cool, but maybe you can use it as a little pet. So yeah, very cool looking. For some size comparison, let's throw Falcon in here. So you can see he stands about a foot taller than Falcon, who is pretty much the same size as Beachhead. So all in all, yes, Nemesis Enforcer is a larger character. So yeah, everybody will want this set for this figure alone, and as a standalone figure, it does not disappoint. I would have liked to have seen a little bit more detail work on his costume, but for what it is, it's a really nice figure. It works really well, and it's Nemesis Enforcer, so you can't really go wrong with that. Very cool. So again, here are the two figures side by side. These are the ones that come with the set. So as a 2-pack, it's a really awesome deal. depending on the time of year, this thing fluctuates in price, so it can go pretty high up there, or it can drop down pretty low. So I would say if it drops in the $30 range, definitely pick this thing up. I don't know that I would go much higher than that for this particular set. The Nemesis Enforcer figure is definitely a must-buy. The Falcon figure leaves some to be desired. So if you absolutely have to have it, get Nemesis Enforcer by himself and probably get him a little cheaper. But the 2-pack itself is definitely a seek it out and buy it if it's in the right price range. So yeah, it's a really cool set. And again, the movie itself speaks for itself. It's really awesome, in my opinion anyways. And this set does a really good job of bringing us two of those characters that we've not seen before. And they did a really good job of it. So yeah, Nemesis Enforcer rules. That's it for our review today. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already, feel free to drop some comments down below. Subscribe to our channel, like us, feel free to share it with others if you think it's worth sharing. Till next time, Yo Joe.